Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
It is Monday, September 13th, 2010. We had him on a few weeks ago for just 30 minutes, but I've got him on for a full hour today because it's so historical and just smoking gun evidence of the cover-up of the government conspiracy to murder JFK. Retired FBI agent Don Adams will be joining us in the second hour, and we'll open the phones up in the second half of that hour for your specific questions for him. And then Mark Moreno, one of the leading researchers exposing the fact that man-made global warming is a fraud to bring in neo-feudalism. He'll be joining us. The head author of the UN's IPCC report has come out and said this entire thing is a fraud and a lie. The house of cards is completely collapsing. But the global controllers don't care. They're moving ahead with all of the different carbon taxes. And Ms. Jackson over at the EPA is ramming it through. It's all happening. And if you think our economy is in free fall now, imagine what's going to happen as these carbon taxes go into place. So that is coming up. I've got a ton of vital news and information throughout the broadcast today. All of these stacks are incredibly important. Let's just look at this headline, CNBC. World panel backs rules to avert banking crisis. World rules run by the very mega banks that have engineered the derivatives collapse. And this is a global model of the U.S. model of giving the Federal Reserve more power a few months ago and more secrecy in their activities dealing with the economy. So they engineer the crisis, get more power, offer the solution, give them even more power and autonomy and immunity. So we'll be getting into this latest announcement of world government. Also, doomsday warnings of U.S. apocalypse gain ground. That, of course, is a report out of AFP. So mainstream news talking about the economic apocalypse, but offering their banking takeover as the way to fix it when they engineered it. U.S. states step in to meet cities' debt costs. That's happening all over the United States as the cities go bankrupt, then the states go bankrupt. We'll be discussing that. Also, the Pentagon, United States Joint Forces Command warns that huge U.S. debt might lead to military impotence, default, or revolution. But that's the game plan. Engineer the collapse. Then when there's societal degeneration, disintegration, they come in with police-state controls. This is in the 2002 IMF World Bank documents that were leaked to the BBC. They call it the IMF riot. They want the people to riot. That's just the final trigger for the final phase. So we'll be discussing that as well. Rand Paul tells it like it is. That's why we got to salute him. Says GOP shares blame for deficits. There's all these people giddily getting excited over the fact that Republicans are going to win the House for sure, probably the Senate. More and more it's trending towards that in the next month and a half into the 2010 midterm elections. But it's just like Obamanoids who were giddy whenever he was showing he was going to win a month and a half out in the polls. Like all their problems are going to be solved. Oh, thank you, Mr. Obama. All my problems are solved. I'll get a free house, a free car. You got nothing except further destruction of your living standard and your freedoms. And so all you giddy people, and I've heard talk show hosts this morning, listening to local Texas radio and national radio, giddy. They've invested their psychology. They've invested their identities in the Republicans. And if the current leadership of the Republican Party is able to maintain control, we're going to be here in a couple of years, same place as we were. But all the polls show that societally people are waking up to this false left-right paradigm, so that's very exciting. We'll be discussing that. and a lot more coming up today. I never got to it yesterday. I will today, dealing with the Chinese one-child policy. Big news on that front. Stay with us.